It's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. I have my coffee, although I am low on coffee, so that was a bad mistake. Anyway, we're gonna power through it. Do you ever feel like everybody knows where you are, especially when you're running a scout, running a light tank? You're like, man, bush I'm in always gets shot. People seem to know where I am. They push areas where scouts hang out. They avoid those areas, etc., etc. Especially the blind shooting and the arty and all that good stuff. Well, it's because they do. Even the densest among us will eventually start to figure out where the scouts go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about outthinking, maybe being a little bit different in the areas that you're using. In general, this is probably a good idea across the board. We're going to give some specifics, at least on this particular map, of Siegfried Line. Himmel's Siegfried Line Dorf. I'm Manticore, as I do like to be quite a bit, and this field on Siegfried Line off to the west is well known for a couple scout positions. I think I've showed a few more along the way, some things you can think of doing, and we'll talk through what I'm going to do here. Now, I will go to the Mr. Obvious bush right off. The problem with Mr. Obvious bush is it's probably going to be one of the first ones to be shot. When I go to this spot, and then there is an analog on the other side, more or less the same spot. You can see the group of trees over there. Although there's two options on the other side as opposed to only really one option on this side. When I go to this spot, if I get some early spots and some early assist, I don't hang out here for long because they are going to figure it out, guys. Most people already know these spots, and I'm being a little aggressive pushing up because I did not catch their 100 LT out. I was expecting to outspot him if he went straight down there. So first thing I've done is I've gone to a little bit more of an aggressive position. This is not the bush that people will initially shoot, although if they're firing through all of them at that angle, they might hit you anyway. So it is a calculated risk. I'm not saying that you're always going to be able to minimize all risk, but we've already grabbed 430 assists there. Am I already on? There we go. It's like, am I on pause or something? I am on pause. The 100 LT is now seen. So now I am expecting pretty soon that someone's going to be knowledgeable that I am in there. So let's bail. Now I want you to watch the little ring when the arty starts shooting. I think there's already been a couple shots into that spot. And it's not every game, guys. You could go... Oh, there's a shot going through. It looks like they're going after the 50 there. So these guys have been spotted by the 100 LT. It's not every game that they're going to go after you in those known spots, but it's a high tier battle, tier 9 and 10. There's a high likelihood something like that's going to happen, and pretty soon an arty shot's going to go in there. Good news is I didn't get seen either going in or leaving, so they really don't know where I am. The 100 LT and the 7-1 are probably suspicioso, but I have bailed and changed what I'm doing, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to outspot the 100 LT and have enough camo to get kind of close to him. What I am going to do, though, is use this bush. So what I'm trying to do is get to this bush, but I'm going to use it to cover my approach as best I can of the most obvious spot he'll be poking up and over, which are these two bushes right here. So we'll cut across here. We'll kind of sneak up into these bushes here and see what we can find. Don't knock the tree down. If you knock the tree down, you've really given a lot of SA to people. All right, so we find a Vickers making a bold move. Why do you suppose the Vickers and the 7-1 are there? Well, because their scout pushed up forward and they haven't found me. So we're playing a bit of the chess match here. Now, my guys are further back, which is good. Ideally, they're out of spotting range there. They've all kind of fallen back. The Vickers pokes his nose out and we punish him. And it doesn't look like any shots are going back to him. And I don't know if it's already happened or not, but watch over there to that bush. The arty will go in. I think I'm watching it when it happens. But the arty does eventually decide to shoot into the bush. There it is. See the marker? Boom. All right, so he shot where the obvious bush. You just got an arty shot into that. This is also fairly obvious, as are the bushes where their LT is. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to back out of this thing a little bit, just in case somebody tries to blap an arty in there. Far enough back that I can still see the 100 LT. Get some spotting, but not so far back that I make it a solid bush there. Pretty soon I'm going to have to start moving around, but I'd like to clear this particular field out. I'd like to clear the west side of the map out as much as I can before I swing back to the middle or push further into there. Look at that. So the arty just shot into the bush I was in, and backing out saved me some good hit points. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Let's just use this. Look at that. Oh, 100 LT. All right, we're going to bail. Just kind of use the bush to cover. I'm really... Oh, he's kind of moving back and forth. I'm like, oh, shoot, this may get me spotted. It did. All right, so he got close enough. It's not always perfect, fellas. It's not always perfect, but we do get the 100 LT killed right there. Do a little slide turn. And now I basically own these dudes. Unless they are pushing right at me, which I was... okay, are they just going to push and get aggressive? Nope, let's move in here. I'm going to hang out here, guys. Now that they're spotted, they may be clicking on that bush again. There's no real reason to push up into it. Doesn't matter, because I don't think I'm going to be flanked. If you look at the way the map is set up, and we've got spotters back there behind me. No one's going to sneak by my side. They're shooting up into the corner where I was. I don't know why he thinks he's being spotted from there, but there you go. I really wanted to shoot this, and I was very surprised he was looking at me, but I think he was looking at the bush, guys. I think he was looking at the bush right there, maybe thinking about taking a blind shot, but the Cobra got him. The Cobra, of all things. Can you believe that? The Cobra sniped him from up on the hill. So we've got 4,000 assists. We've done a pretty good job clearing out this, or at least stopping the push over here. They sent a lot of tanks. Notice the 704 is there as well. So the 7-1 and the 704, I'm counting noses. I'm seeing what's in the city. I catch the Sturv moving around. So, okay. Let's just pause what we're doing here. I'm pretty sure he's not going to see me. We'll just keep him lit. Just kind of sneak up here. There we go. See if we can get some more assist out of it. We're at 4,700. Keeping an eye on the Centurion and the object. The Centurion comes running across, but I don't think he is. Look how many snippers I got behind me, guys. Cobra, E50, UDES, etc. I decided I needed to get closer because he kind of disappeared when he stopped moving over there. His camo increased. So as he moves like that, that helps me out. He just gets obliterated, and we're at 5,657. All right, I'm going to have a hard time facing up on the 7-4 and 7/1. What I want to do is come across here. Hopefully there's no purples hanging out on the bottom edge of the town here. Doesn't look like it because I haven't lit anything. So we're going to come over here, be very careful. Kind of keep an eye as I'm doing on the right side there. If they push down through there, I'm auto spotted. I mean, we were sitting right here in the open. I'm trying to see if I can't light these dudes up either for artillery or for shots going in. I noticed the E50 making a push, so we'll try to support him if he knocks any of these guys down to a one shot. Kind of thought about taking a shot on the 704 there, but we'll just kind of hang out for a minute. I really wish I'd have still had it aimed on his side. I might have taken that shot if I was aimed in. Like, all right, there's a 704. Looks like the E50 is going to come kill him. There he goes. Down goes the 7-1, I think. We'll back out of this. There we go. And I think, do I get the kill? No, I do not get the kill. And it's all over but the shouting, really, fellas. Now it's just clean up on aisle 2. I've got 6,854 assist. City guys did well enough. They held long enough that now the 5 or so tanks that we committed to the field are able to get in there. That is a bit of a gamble, to be honest. We had a lot of firepower out there. But the good news is that the enemy team sent enough out there so that our loss in the city of firepower didn't hurt us too much. The 704, the 100 LT, what, 2 mediums or whatever it is that we killed out there. An unnecessary ammo rack. We'll take that guy down for my first damage and a kill. And now it's just harassing heavies and tanks that are camping back here. They're in big trouble. We shoot him, I get lit. 610, we got 6,800 assist. We're gonna move along here. I'm worried about the Vickers. I don't want him jumping all over me, but now I see the E50 and the UDES coming up on my left side. That will be support, so I shouldn't get completely destroyed by the Vickers if he makes a YOLO move. Swing around here and see if we can get a shot. Being a little bit weak, I think. This dude's not looking at me, so we'll just go ahead and zoom in, put a shot on him. Another relatively low hit point guy dead. Here comes the BZ. I don't quite have the help. I don't quite have the help I want yet, so I don't want to just roll in on the VZ. There we go. Here we go. Now we got everybody. Let's get in there and take this guy on, try to track and damage him. A ricochet, that's a bummer. 705's getting beat up down there in the town, and we'll finish up with a shot into this guy for some damage, I believe. There we go. 352, little low roll. Really, I should have gone in and rammed him just for giggles. And that's that. 6,854 assists, 1,375 damage for what, 7 and 8,000 combined game in the Mana Core on Siegfried Line, which is a pretty decent light tank map. But you can see I played it quite differently, I think, than a lot of people would necessarily. One thing I didn't mention too much, but when you know you're out spotting something with a light tank, sometimes being in the open is not a problem. Sometimes the open is okay. If I was in the open and I was expecting people to come from other directions, then that might not be the greatest idea. Then being in a bush is a good idea because it just really helps you with that 360 camo thing going on, or at least just improves your camo. But in this case, just being close enough to light them, but also away from the obvious place that light tanks hang out, is probably a good idea if you can make that happen. And then, of course, you saw a shot went into the first bush I was in, but I wasn't there. Good. A shot went into the second bush I was near, and I had just moved out of it going, you know what? These guys know that's probably where they're being spotted from, so somebody has clicked on that bush, and the Artie dutifully took a shot at it. Good on him. That's what he should do. Provided, well, that's a whole nother conversation, whether he should be wasting time on the scout bushes or trying to support other people. That has a lot to do with how the rest of the match is going. Good news is it only hurt me. It only took 90-something hit points off of me, and I was smart enough to get out of there earlier. Would it have one-shot me? I don't think it would have necessarily have one-shot me, but it certainly would have hurt me more. The other bummer is if it hits me directly and there's not an explosion of dirt and stuff flying, people know that it hit me, or somebody anyway, and it's probably the Mana Core in this case. Sometimes what I was doing is not going to work if your light tank is kind of mutual spotted or can't really outspot, out camo, however you want to look at it, depending on which part of it you're using. You know, if the 100 LT could get into that bush and I couldn't get close enough to spot anything, I could be drawn in far enough to where I can't see him, but he sees me because I'll be out in the open. So there's a lot going on there, but just try to, as you're going through the games like this, especially with the light tanks and the spotting situation, try to find slightly different angles and ways to do it so you're not in that obvious bush or position that constantly gets blind shot or blind fired by artillery. That's all I've got for today. You guys have a fantastic one, and we will see you.